All right. Welcome back for some real ass talk. Even though this is real talk corner, we're going to be reacting to some videos today. And today I just got like a bunch of random ones that we had looked at and kind of threw at each other from TikTok. I think on some other ones I'll get a little bit more savvy if we have like a theme, but I just grabbed like a bunch of them that are just outlandish any fucking way. And I was like, why not talk about this shit? So just I know last time I gave like a little intro of who I was. I don't know if you want to do that or not. That's up to you.
I mean, just me, Sabrina, co-hosting.
We will have this down. One we'll be doing this and then we'll have like a whole setup and it'll be all like scripted and shit, I guess. Um so anyway, wrapping up for this one. This one I came across is a plus size TikToker. We're gonna talk about some plus size because I'm a plus size woman also, but I don't agree with this bullshit. I swear,
You know we are. Mhm.
most of these fucking most of these damn plus size people get on my last nerves, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie, they get on my last nerves. Let me go. Okay, here we go.
The plus-size influencer Jalen Cheney demands free extra seats on a flight.
As my petition states, all plus-size passengers should be provided with an additional seat or 2 or 3 depending on their size and need. Airlines should also offer a straightforward refund process for those who are buying additional seats independently.
She believes that airlines are currently discriminating against larger passengers.
Let's just state facts. Plus-size travelers need more space. We simply want enough space to travel comfortably and safely without fear of being discriminated against because of our size.
Some critics pointed out that her plan could push ticket prices up for all passengers, but Jalen says it's worth it. In a statement shared with Fox News, she said that these costs must be weighed against the benefits of creating a more welcoming and inclusive travel experience.
So we have this plus size influencer, right? That feels like she deserves 2 seats instead of 1 to make airline flights more inclusive to plus size people. Y'all look, I am a plus size woman and I know how uncomfortable these seats are. But if my ass wanted comfort, I'd fucking pay for first class, right? If I know my knees are gonna fucking be bent, I know I ain't gonna have no leg room. I know the person in front of me is gonna put their seat back and it's gonna be all in my fucking face, and I can't, I don't have no room. I know I'm gonna have to squish in here. I know my seatbelt barely gonna fucking fit on these thighs. But I ain't demanding extra fucking free seats because
Exactly.
you know, regardless to if you have a health issue, because I know there are some people that are battling health issues. I myself have a issue that my weight is fluctuating when, but that still don't give me the right to be demanding fucking extra seats. I'm like, do
Hmm.
people not realize there's weight limits in this fucking shit? Like, you are in this size. The reality of it is that you're in this size. You're going to have limitations as a plus size person.
Hmm.
The world cannot revolve, and this is another thing coming up now because you know transgender's been a thing, so now plus size people are now complaining about every fucking thing. You it's like you know that you're going to be uncomfortable because you're on a certain size.
Exactly.
Is you're not going to find chairs everywhere that are now plus size chairs just to make it more inclusive. Things have weight limits. Horses, zip lines, there's weight limits for reasons.
Exactly. No, it's
What are
true. That's, I mean, you know, where you're going. You
right,
know the transportation you chose. You
right,
know the seats are narrow. You know, so you to me as a plus size person, you know that they are not going to be comfortable. That's where you have to choose, is this
right,
how I want to travel?
right,
Or do I maybe want to travel in a different way where maybe some chairs will be accommodating for me? And
right.
that's to me where you as the person, it's not no one else's job to make you feel comfortable on what it's for you.
Right.
So
Right.
if you know that airplanes are narrow, then maybe you should do something where you are more comfortable, or risk being uncomfortable for an hour to or however long. You know, that's in any situation.
Right.
Like, you know your size, you know where you're going. And
Right.
you know wherever you're going may not be accommodating for your size.
Right.
That's where you say to yourself,
Right.
should I attend this or not? Because
Right.
that's like, I'm plus size also. I don't like amusement parks, but I don't like heights.
Right.
But also, me personally, I don't like the way I feel being on a ride. I feel
Hell
very
no.
uncomfortable. I feel nervous. I'm scared. I always say to myself, I'm
Right.
gonna break it. And people's like, they're built for these things. And that's just me. So I don't
Yeah.
participate in any amusement park, rides
Right.
and stuff.
Right.
That's just me. I don't like it. I don't like feeling like that.
Right.
And of course I don't like heights, but I'm just saying, so when things like that come up, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll just stay. I'm
Right.
not gonna waste my time and go, and
Right.
knowing that this is not something I like. And I mean, to me, again, you have to be responsible for your own. It's no one else's job to make you feel comfortable.
Right.
So at the end of the day, she should have said to herself, this is how this is. And then the whole, oh, it should be where the two chairs and the this and
Right.
yeah. Because
Right.
it's going to cost in another way, even if they did do some kind of accommodation for bigger women, or bigger
Right.
people. It's gonna come out in another way. The
Right.
prices are either gonna get hiked up. It's gonna come out in another way. Because
Right.
at the end
Right.
of the day, that seat is being full. That can be another person. So
Right.
they may charge you double.
Right. Right. And
Now, if
actually
that's the case,
some
then buy
airlines
two seats.
actually do. She actually had to retract that and do another one where cuz some airlines actually do, depending on the person's size, they will
Mm,
accommodate the person. I don't feel like it's just now every BBW need to walk in there like, "Give me 2 seats."
right. And that's my thing. If you want two seats, pay for two seats, because they're
Right.
not gonna have a problem with selling you another seat. That's a
Right.
sale, whether
Right.
you use it or not. You know what I mean? So my thing
Right.
is, if you want that comfortability, then buy two seats.
Right. 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 I personally, no matter what size I was when I went to the amusement parks, I was never comfortable on the rides just because I've always had thick thighs and ass. So when you have thick thighs and ass, that sits you up. And some of these rides, the way that come down, like, mm-mm. And then
Mhm.
and then in my bigger stages going, and I remember getting on one of these rides with my nephews and stuff, and that thing couldn't come down all the way. Like it was like click click, but didn't do that third click. I was like, nope, take me out. Nope.
Exactly.
Nope, not
Mhm.
doing it. And it's because, yeah, I get that it's made for these things, but my ass ain't flying out this shit. Like, no, we ain't doing this. So I was like, nope. And they were laughing at me. I was like, nope. I was like, y'all could chance y'all life, but I'm not chancing my life. I was like, I know what I weigh. I ain't gonna sit on here like my ass don't know what I weigh.
Exactly.
And
No,
we
it's
doing how
true.
much speed? Hell no, I ain't flinging out this bitch at no 70 miles per hour.
Hmm.
Hell to the
One of
no.
them,
So
one of them screws get loose and I fuck out of here. Mm-mm.
like, nah, I'm good. And I think that as plus size people, regardless to why you're plus size or not, the world don't revolve around you. And the world is not going to accommodate in using these terms as inclusive. Everybody got to include you. Here we go with another thing that you got to be included in everything. And you're not everybody's preference. And it ain't gonna change. Everybody ain't gonna start loving you and liking you. And it's one of the things that, as being bigger, taller, you know what I mean? I realized that in my younger years that not a lot of people like me. You know what I mean? A lot of people, and that's okay. You don't have to. It's not for you. And I'm not demanding special fucking treatment over here because of anything. Same thing if you got on a bus, a train, or whatever, you don't get 50 million more seats because you bigger.
Right.
You're demanding shit for free too. It's like, even when I was smaller on a plane, it was uncomfortable.
I was just about to say that. That's just the way it's built. It's built like that. Like you said, there's slim people who are uncomfortable. Your back is gonna hurt. Your arms are gonna be somewhere where you don't want it to be. You're not gonna be comfortable. It is a plane. You know what I mean? Like how much comfortability do you think you're gonna have?
Right. So it's like, it's a lot. She's not the only one. There's quite a few of them, and it's just jumping on the train of, we need to be included. We're a minority. Look at us. The world doesn't love us, and the world is just the world. Things are built the way it is built, and I feel like on that level there is weight limits and restrictions for a reason. When you look at going on certain roads and certain things that you're doing, you got to look at that. Like, that's a part of it. Like, that doesn't take it away because you want extra seats. It's like there's weight limits for a reason. There's these restrictions and how many passengers they're trying to put in these places, and they got to get their money and make their money too. So if you want extra, fucking pay for extra. It's like,
That's how I see it. If you want that comfortability, pay for that extra roll, or if you need or 3, pay for 3. You know what I mean? Like it's a you thing. I don't think it's a everyone thing, and people don't like that. People don't like when people say, oh, that's a you thing, that's a you problem. But like you say, and this is why we have the show. The show is for us to talk about things that people don't like to talk about, and for us to take accountability for certain things. That sounds like a her thing. If you at some point in your life feel that, then you do what like my thing is this. At the end of the day, you could either choose not to take the plane, choose to buy 2, or choose to lose the weight and be comfortable in 1. Like, you have options.
Right.
No one's gonna make this new law because you feel uncomfortable.
Right. And then start slandering the fucking airlines like they're discriminating against you. And it's just like, again, even when I was smaller, the plane was not any more comfortable in economy class. Like, you paying for budget ass seats, you gonna get budget ass seating.
Exactly. You're gonna pay for what you get, because I'm sure first class things is a little wider.
Right. A lot wider, a lot more spacious. You know what I mean? So if you wanted first class, your ass should have paid for first class, but your ass ain't paying for that shit. So
she want first class seats with freaking minimum. Like,
No.
I don't know. Like I said, people need to take accountability for their choices and what they do. And like you said, some may have health issues, but at the end of the day, that's where you say, what are my options?
Right. I would never jump on there with no shit like that. Again, the world don't revolve around me. I'm not that type of person. I don't think the world should revolve around me. I don't make the world about me. And I think when you do that, you have become a narcissist. And you guys, if you know the term or the definition behind a narcissist, is someone who thinks very highly of themselves over others. So when you're in that, you're being a narcissist, because now the world needs to revolve around you. Everything that you do, everyone needs to include you. Everyone needs to like you. Everyone needs to give you shit. And it's like, when did we turn into the fucking society of narcissism? Like, why does everybody need to have it their way and be included and be liked and all this other shit? Like, I just don't understand that part of it. And I'm like, this BBW ain't jumping on the bandwagon.
I think that's where it becomes a you thing. And that's in anything. That's with, with everybody who, like you said, wants to be included and wants to be, it's a you thing. If you kind of are good with you, you won't feel the need to, like you said, think everything revolves around you or
Right.
changes need to be done because of you. Maybe you
Right.
should say to yourself, what changes I need to do.
Right. Right. It's like, no, the world don't revolve around you. And if you uncomfortable for a couple hours, so what? Be
Exactly. If
uncomfortable.
you really want to get to where you want to go, you're going to eat that. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, again, you have options. You
Right.
either don't go and, or you, like you said, and make it what it is because that's where you really want to go. But don't
Right.
mess up somebody else's day and cause some bull, because you feel some sort of way.
I personally never purchase a middle seat for a reason. I never purchase a middle seat. I'm not. I make sure when I'm booking my seat, I'm by the window or I'm by the aisle. If ain't no
Mhm.
windows, I'm getting an aisle seat. And there's because I don't want to be squished in the middle. I know how it
Right.
is, not doing it. Because by the window, I could scoot all the way, twist to the window, and
Mhm. Yeah, you
do
can
my
adjust
thing.
some. You can adjust your body and stuff.
Right. Or on the aisle, at least I'm on the
And
aisle.
these
I
are the
can get
little
up.
things that we learn as plus size women. We
Right.
learn these little things if we're on a bus or we're on a plane to know how to make our body feel a little more comfortable. You learn
Right.
these things. You don't make a whole big shit about it. Like,
Right. You just like, look, I ain't gonna be getting that middle seat, so not doing that. And I make sure I pee before I get on that plane.
me
Um,
too.
and I've never done any plane ride that's more than about 6 hours. I think probably 6 hours is the longest. Probably not even 6 hours. Maybe
Not even. I did like two.
I think because I've done, from like Orlando to California, I've done
Okay.
and I think there's always been a transfer in Texas. I think we normally have like a layover or whatever. But maybe 4 or 5 hours, nothing over 6 hours. I've never been on a flight over 6 hours. So, of course, if I was on something longer, I probably would, of course, get up and use the bathroom if I needed to. But there's things that I don't do because one, I don't like the small tiny bathroom on an airplane. So
Mhm.
me personally, I'm not going to be drinking a bunch of liquids and shit before I get on the plane. These are things that I do because I even when I was small, I didn't like using the fucking bathroom in there anyway. It always smells. There's always some kind of weird ass smell from that shit. I ain't cool with it. So no, I'm not gonna drink a bunch of liquids and be fucking eating a bunch of shit. So now I gotta use this bathroom. No, I'm good. I'm gonna, probably pass out, sleep, and then where we land is where we land. And then even when they're giving sodas, I don't take the sodas all the time. I don't take the snacks all the time. It's like I don't need this shit every time I'm on a plane.
Mhm.
And I think people need to just be conscious about what you're doing and why you're doing it. You're going to be in a space with a bunch of fucking people. One, I don't want to walk around and be bumping into people. It's just things that I'm going to sit in my seat, stay the fuck still, and get where I'm going.
Yep.
Like, and I've learned that over the times of being on a plane. It's just like, no, I could get something to drink after I get off this plane. I could get something to eat when I get off of this plane. I don't need to do all that before. And that's where that thing just be conscious. This is public. This is public transportation. This is not your private jet.
Exactly.
You ain't, on your private jet going to your fucking island. You're sharing this shit with every fucking body else. And that means public bathrooms. That's just what it is. And that means it's small spaces. They have it compact for a reason. There's a reason they have all
Mhm.
these seats in small spaces and small aisles to get those 3 fucking seats,
Mhm.
in there. Or, if they have depending on the plane, how many seats, but there's a reason it's packed like that. The more people, the more money they make on seats. They're not trying to make it luxury and economy. That's what first class is for. So I just look, it's a lot of them now. And I just hope, I hope that, I really hope the BBW community does not start with the bullshit, which I do see a lot of people doing, to now be included. Like it's time to be included in this whole
Mhm.
movement. And I'm like, don't count me in. Do not fucking count me in because I'm not with y'all with this bullshit. Like I'm not. I feel like you have your preferences and people don't have to fucking like you.
Mhm.
And once you start, like there was this one chick who was like men gotta like her. And it's like, no, they don't. Men gotta give you a chance. No, they don't. There's skinny women that men don't give a chance. Why do you feel like you need to be given a chance? Because you're a big girl, and if they don't, now they're fat phobic. It's the fucking bullshit.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I see where you saying where it's going. I see it now. Oh, discrimination or this, that, and like those
Right.
words are gonna be thrown around.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, come on.
It's like, no, it's preference. It's preference. Like, I wasn't a fat kid, but I always had thick thighs and I was always taller than most of the girls. All the girls was way skinnier than me and way smaller than me. So I always stood out and I was always bigger than the girls around me. So I grew up with a body complex. And when I got in my early 20s, I just stood out, and I was not the normal slim figure that everyone was poster child to be, and I had to learn that I was not going to be the preference of a lot of people. A lot of people were going to look at me as the big girl, you know what I mean? Because even though I wasn't fat, I was still bigger than the narrative that was out. And even though I had to work through that. And so you start to understand, like, these are people's preferences. Like, fuck
Mm-hmm.
it. Like, who cares if they don't like you? But this whole thing, like, you got to give me a chance, or you got to like me, you got to date me. It's like, why? Maybe you're just a fucked up person.
Right. Maybe it don't have shit to do with how big you are. Maybe you need to start working on the inner you.
It's like maybe you just come off as someone that they're
I was
not
just about to say,
attracted
maybe
to.
you're just not their cup of tea. Maybe your personality just ain't for them. And you
Right.
happen to be plus size. Okay.
Right. There's just so many. And then we do know being a plus size woman does lessen the people that are attracted to you. It's a real thing. It just is. There's a lot of guys that are closet too that will date a chick and be with a chick, in the background, but they won't do it in public. And that's their own shit that they got to work out. But why would you want a person like that anyway?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, come on, let's not start the bullshit. Because I'm gonna have to disown this. I'm gonna have to
Right. I'm not fighting that fight. I'm not on in that march.
I'm gonna have to disown this movement because I ain't with this shit, y'all. Not with this shit. It's not all inclusive. I don't think people need to be mean, because there's a lot of people who choose to be mean and disrespectful. But again, online, everybody is a fucking gangster with something to say. Um, I don't think you got to be mean about it, but you're not going to be everybody's preference. You're not going to be where everyone's going to like you and everyone's going to want to see you and everyone's going to want to, love you. Like, and you can't force people. And this bullshit throwing these words around is everybody's phobic.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
bullshit,
Yeah, sound like manipulation.
Right. It is. It is. Oh, if you don't like me, oh, you're phobic. You know what I mean? Now I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
give you this fucking label like you're this terrorist and shit. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
wait, what? You know what? And it's crazy because big men do not get the same backing as plus size women do. When you see plus size women out there, there's a lot of people like, go girl, and you're beautiful and this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't see, men don't get that. Men don't get that back and like, go boy, you're beautiful.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? BBM. They don't get that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a clip, and actually I'm gonna find it, because there was these girls that this girl was walking around asking these other girls, what would you rather date? A man that's abusive
Oh
or a
yeah,
fat
I
man?
seen it. I seen that. Yeah,
And
that was
all three
so.
of them said the same thing.
I know that was so sad. That was
Abusive
so
man.
sad. We definitely have to cover that.
So we're going to cover that, because I think that that's going to be a longer conversation, because this shit, the way these youngsters are coming up, this shit is ridiculous. You would pick.
Yeah. Right.
I'm just going to leave it there, y'all. And that's going to be on the next one,
Mm-hmm.
because I was just like, what is wrong with these people? The
Mm-hmm.
world.
So sad when I seen it too. I was like, wow.
It's crazy. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a next one, you guys. All right, we're going to wrap this up, and drop us a comment below. Let us know how you guys like the content. Let us know what you guys think about this shit. We want to hear. I know, don't be afraid to get canceled. You're not getting canceled over here. We might get canceled, but you
Right.
you won't get canceled.
Right. This is the place. This is where you can be vocal. You can say your thoughts, your feelings. Like, share your thoughts. Don't be scared.
Right. And I just be respectful. That's all I ask. Be respectful in the comments, but say what you need to say. It's a safe sound like Jeffrey March. It's a safe place over here. I can't fucking say that shit seriously, you guys. But all right, this is Real Talk Corner. I'm your host, Ariana the Quantum Healer, and my co-host Sabrina in the building. I don't really have an outro yet for this one, so bye.